Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, NJ.
2023. Did you do anything for New Year's?
No.
Nothing?
Went to bed early.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't do anything either.
Yeah. I never make it anymore till midnight.
I made it till midnight.
Oh. I know, but I usually don't. I'm
What?
just like, well, when I wake up, it'll be the next year.
I watched the New Year's ball drop in New York City.
Oh, okay.
Ryan Seacrest used to be Dick Clark. And then I switched it over to Miley Cyrus and Dolly Parton were doing one on NBC, and they showed that one live.
Oh, cool.
I forget where they were, but it was our time when it was New Year's. Dolly Parton was phenomenal.
Yeah. She's awesome.
Yes, and we know what, we should give her one of our awards for one of the best people of 2022.
Yeah, she should win the award every year.
Yeah.
That she's
Just a generally good
pretty
person.
much a good person every year.
She raises money for charity.
She donated $1 million to the vaccine,
To the vaccine.
the Moderna one.
She buys books for kids.
Oh yeah, she has that book program.
Yeah. I think more people should be like Dolly in 2023.
I know, like what would Dolly do?
Yeah.
Huh?
So
I wish I was more like Dolly.
So nothing at all.
No, nothing.
No. Any New Year's resolutions?
No. I didn't.
No?
I decided, like, I mean, I guess I'll be more like Dolly Parton, but I don't. I always just hope that, like, the year is better than the last one, you know? But
How often does that work, though?
I don't.
Although I'll say 22 wasn't as bad as 21 and 20. It was better. Got a new job. You know.
You got a new president?
Got a new president.
From
Wasn't it?
2020, yeah.
No, that was in 2021.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, that.
Can you believe January 6th is like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean,
2020 was
the
horrible.
January 6th, quote unquote.
Yeah.
God, and they still haven't convicted anybody yet on that.
Well, the convictions are coming, I think. So.
I think in 2023, I'm going to run for office.
Yeah?
I'm going to say I went to Harvard.
Oh.
I'm going to say I had a 4.0 grade average. I'm going
That
to say
you worked
I'm going
at
to say
Goldman Sachs.
I'm going to say I earned millions of dollars and I donated all to charity. That I saved puppies and kittens around the world.
The next George Santos.
Yeah, because you can. That's all. You just have to say you did it. And
And
get
that
people to vote
means
for
you
me.
did it.
And I'm going to run as a Republican. So I get into office, and I'm just going to lie. Yeah. Shoot immigrants on the border. Yeah. Why not? Cut taxes.
Well, that's another one of their talking points. Yeah.
I'm going to fix all the roads in Kingman.
Huh?
And then when I get in office, I'm going to change my party affiliation.
Like Kirsten Cinema?
Yeah. Become a Democrat and just fucking... Who cares if I lied about all of it? There's no consequences on this stuff.
I know. Can you believe he'll be entering the House coming up?
Tomorrow.
Yeah. I knew it was in January. I couldn't remember what day, but...
On the good news, we got a new governor today.
Oh, good. Yay.
So, yeah, she started today. Katie Hobbs.
Thank God it wasn't Carrie Lake.
Which Katie Hobbs has got to come on the podcast because I'm pretty sure it was our endorsement of her which helped her win. So she should thank us.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Welcome, Kristen. Yeah, you can just do anything. And then, on my taxes, I'm just going to lie. I'll lie about taxes. Yeah, I had, so many $1,000 in my, income from my airline, but my expenses were the exact same. My Russian wife had a $3,600 modeling job, but her expenses were $3,600. It doesn't matter. Just lie. Lie. Say you were audited. No. Say you had money you didn't have any money invested in China banks.
Just be a liar.
Just lie about it. See, you're a liar.
It's the Republican way.
But that's not why we're here. We're not here to bitch about George Santos and Donald Trump's taxes. We're here to talk about some of the other things that happened this year. But you're not on the news. You know Jeremy Renner is?
The actor. I heard that he got injured by a snowplow.
Yeah. Not really saying how. It's a breaking news story. We don't really know what happened. Wow. But yeah, he was in critical condition. They had to airlift him to the hospital.
Holy shit.
He's stable, but still in critical condition.
Oh my God.
What do I do? Plow into a tree like Sonny Bono?
I don't know.
Hope he gets better, though. He's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah, I like him.
Did you see him in The Town?
Yes.
The Boston accent.
I saw The Town. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck was in it, too.
Yeah, Hurt Locker. It's one of the Iraq War movie. Yeah. That one was sad. And, of course, Hawkeye from all the Marvel movies, which you haven't seen, but...
Oh, yeah.
No.
I have not.
If you're a Marvel fan, Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye was a really good character. We lost Pope Benedict. Oh,
I heard that he was not doing well. I didn't know that he had passed.
He died. So it must be nice to be. It must have been a long nap we took on New Year's. You miss all these news stories?
Well, I don't have regular TV, so I don't really get to see any news. And then, most of my guys I like to listen to on Progress, they were all on vacation, so they were just playing repeats. There was no breaking news. Tomorrow.
Yeah, well, Pope Benedict is not Catholic. Well, my family was Catholic. That's a long story. No longer Catholic. But I'll turn my microphone up here a little bit. Yeah. All right. Yeah. As far as mixed feelings about that, I respect the popes and stuff like that. But he really wasn't the best. I mean, he did advocate for climate change and stuff like that. But he also, it was against same-sex marriage.
He's no Pope Francis.
Yeah, against contraception. So conservatives loved Pope Benedict.
Yeah.
But he did cover up some of those bad priests.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
And I think that is the real reason why he resigned, not health reasons.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah. I watched that movie recently, and that took place in Boston, where the newspaper broke the story about all the priests in Boston that were molesting
the one about the Boston
boys
Globe?
and girls. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. They were molesting both boys and girls.
Let's see. Barbara Walters also died the same day.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I did hear about Barbara.
Now, were you old enough to remember Barbara Walters?
Yeah. I remember who she was.
Yeah. She used to do all the interviews and stuff like that with celebrities.
When news was news.
When news was news. A newscaster, impartial. And she really did a lot for women as far as, being on anchoring a nightly news show.
I always liked Barbara Walters.
And let me pull up something here.
The general public understands how inherently dishonest the press in this country is.
This was
As a member of
1990.
the press, let me try to clear up some of the things which you say are untrue. You write in your book, "My backers and I worked out a terrific deal that allows me to come out stronger than ever. I see the deal as a great victory, and eventually the rest of the world will too." being on the verge of bankruptcy, being bailed out by the banks,
Well, you don't have to say that.
skating on thin ice and almost drowning, that's a businessman to be admired.
You say on the verge of bankruptcy, Barbara, and you talk on the verge, and you listen to what people are
I
saying.
talk to your bankers.
Well, that's fine. And what do they say? I mean, depending on which banker you're talking to,
So-
what do they say? I'm the only one people write about. I mean, they don't write about other people.
You have a little more debt than most people. You're something like $3 billion
I
in
also
debt.
have a little more assets than most people.
Okay, you have debts to pay back.
Right.
You have huge loans to pay back. You say the country is in a depression.
You have
What makes
workers
you
that you
think
should be paying.
that you can pay back those loans? And further, what your bankers have told us is that the only way you even have a chance is by selling that property out there totally, the plaza.
Well, I don't know what the bankers have said. The plaza is a very valuable property. Everybody told me, oh, you paid too much, you paid too much. Now they're all saying, what a great deal he made
No,
on the
they're not.
plaza.
You
No, they're not.
you saw your children maybe once a week. You're having a lot of difficulties with your 12-year-old son, Donnie. You haven't talked to him since May. Do you believe in fidelity in marriage?
Yes, absolutely, I do.
Really?
At the show of Vanity Fair,
That's a
Arthur Murray
bold-faced
Brenner
lie
says,
right
You
on
read from Hitler's
TV.
collective speeches, My New Order. Now, these are speeches that you seem to admire. What's your reaction? Do you have this book?
A friend of mine sent me a book. A man who I think is Jewish, although I don't know.
Okay.
She was ahead of her time.
Yeah.
She exposed him in 1990.
I know, there
She
was a lot of people that knew he was such a creep back then. I mean, even from the 80s, too.
Yeah.
You know, when we'd have to see him on TV all the time.
Well, Godspeed, Barbara. Franco Harris, do you know who he was?
Mm-mm.
The Immaculate Reception, you don't remember that? Pittsburgh Steelers back in the 70s.
Oh,
Made this
I
the
did
same
see
kid.
that when I was watching some football. Yeah.
So, 5 days before they were supposed to retire his jersey in Pittsburgh, and they were playing the Raiders on a Saturday night game, primetime, he passed away. So,
Yeah. Are they still going to retire the
yeah,
jersey?
they still
Okay.
did the ceremony, but it made it kind of sad.
Yeah.
Pele. soccer
Pele,
player.
yeah, I heard about
Oh,
that.
you knew who Pele was?
Uh-huh.
Pele.
The
passed away
greatest
this
soccer
weekend.
player in the world.
So, as much as I want to root against Buffalo tonight, because they're playing Cincinnati, I think I have to root for. No, yeah, I have to root for Buffalo. Shit, because it makes it better for the Patriots. Because the Patriots won, kept their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah.
And your Niners game was too scary against the Raiders. Went to overtime. They put in the rookie quarterback that used to be with the Patriots. Well,
Oh,
not
okay.
you can't say he's a rookie. He played for the Patriots for like 2 years, but then they cut him. And he went to the Raiders. Was Raiders' backup quarterback, comes in, and he was going toe to toe. It was like score for score the whole game, and the Niners pulled it off.
Thank God.
Because I think the Niners are going to be in the Super Bowl,
I hope so.
probably against the Bills.
Yeah.
But Buffalo, we talked about the storm last week. 40 dead from that storm.
Sad.
It was crazy. Crazy. People like going out to get their mail or whatever, and they collapsed, and it was snowing so hard that the body just got covered over. And then I saw this other one where it was a horrible interview. The guy was just out, and he found somebody collapsed in the snow, and they were already dead. And he just dragged them to an awning, so the body wouldn't get covered.
Oh my God.
Yeah, really horrible shit that's going on in Buffalo.
What, were they collapsing because it was so cold?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
they should
or-
have stayed inside.
Yeah. And did you see that dumb thing people were sharing? Like, they would show all the cars parked out, getting snowed in. They said, yep, you believe in your electric car now. Where are you going to get power? Well, where are you going to get power if your car runs out of gasoline or, too? It's going to run out of fuel eventually.
They're so stupid. Oh, they're so stupid.
Yeah, and let's see. Let's thank Brandon because as of today, the cost of penicillin is capped at $35 a month.
Thanks, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
All right, so we got the penicillin now. So I want to talk about a few of the better people from this year. One is Jose Andres, and he runs the World Food Program. And how he started this was during disasters like the wildfires and stuff like that. He would go up there and prepare meals for the people that were displaced. Hurricane Harvey down in Houston. Same thing. You travel down there, to feed all the people displaced. And this year he went to the Ukraine and did that. And he was feeding, the people that have been bombed out of their houses, homeless, and stuff like that. And not only is that noble, but you're in a very dangerous situation.
Yeah.
And he was away from home. I think it was during Thanksgiving. I saw he was over there feeding people.
Jeez.
So World Food Program, you can look them up on Google it, find their foundation and stuff like that. I could contribute to it because I think it's a really good cause.
Yeah.
On it.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah. Yep. And we need more people like that.
Yeah.
In 2023 and not all this divisive bullshit. I know we're kind of divisive too, in our own little way.
Yeah. But we try to always talk about new things, and we seem to get sucked back in because then some stupid shit happens.
Yep. So, but instead, I guess we just combat that by lying about it. Because that's what you do.
Just lie.
Speaking of Ukraine, Zelensky would probably be the world's most eligible bachelor if he wasn't married.
If he wasn't married.
I mean, there's a man's man. Stand-up comic turned into the toughest son of a bitch in the world.
I know. He's great.
Oh, let's see here. And you had one. Although I don't think you have her name in front of her.
I know. I don't know her name, but yeah, the 22-year-old young Gen Zer that organized the Chipotle that she works at in Michigan. Because they got fed up with, the higher-ups not giving them fair day's work for fair day's pay, So they fought and they won.
So she organized a union.
Yeah.
At Chipotle.
At that specific Chipotle, because I think they have to do it at each place.
Because they're all
are they
individually
franchises?
Franchised,
Okay.
I believe.
Maybe they are, yeah.
And
They probably, I thought they were owned by the McDonald's Corporation, and McDonald's are all
Really?
franchises too.
Really?
I thought so.
Shit, did not know that. Was she there when you went to your Teamster?
Yeah. Yeah, she was there. She spoke about organizing.
Okay, let's see.
Gives me hope for the future.
Right. Kids.
Gen Zers aren't that bad.
Kids and Dolly Parton.
Right?
Our future.
Gen Z and Dolly Parton.
I wonder what generation? Is Dolly Parton a boomer or is she before that?
I think she's a boomer. Because there are some good boomers, We can't bag on the whole... You can't really bag on any of the generations. I'm just saying it as a joke because you know how they're always bitching. The right's always bitching about the Zoomers and the millennials.
Well, I mean, that's gone through time.
I know.
Through the time. I mean, look at the boomers. You think Ward really looked at Beaver and goes, that's going to be a great kid? No, he was always yelling at the Beaver. My generation, when I was your age.
The greatest generation.
That music.
My dad makes fun of the boomers, though, and he's a boomer. He's like, my generation's damn near the worst.
No,
he admits it.
Wasn't the greatest generation, though, was the generation before the boomers, right?
Yeah, they were, the greatest generation was like the boomers' parents. They were the ones who like fought for union rights, you know, they grew up during, I think they're actually called the greatest generation because they lived through the Great Depression. So they call them the greatest, you know. So
Howard Cunningham.
My grandma.
Your grandma?
She lived through the Depression and the Dust Bowl.
Let me see. Yeah, I guess my grandparents would fall into that too.
Yeah, they were part of the greatest generation because it's based off of the years that you were born.
Although my mom was adopted, and I forget what the family dynamic is, but my grandparents were more like an aunt and uncle. But I knew them as my grandparents because my grandmother and grandfather on that side, I never knew who they were. So I knew them, my grandparents, as my grandparents.
Right. They would have still been
but my grandfather was German, though. Like German. Like what? Listen to polka music. Lawrence Welk on the weekends. You know?
Oh, okay.
I wonder if I just wonder, though. He's that age. Like, you know, did he get out of Germany at a certain time? You know what I'm saying?
You know
what I'm saying?
You never asked him?
No, never asked. But, you know, we would be driving down the street and he'd see somebody like, "Argh!" And my grandmother would go, well, you know what it's like with those people. And even at like 9 years old, I was like, what do you mean those people? Like I knew it was wrong.
What do you mean those people?
Oh, shit. Oh, let's see. What else? Sully Erna and Godsmack. Now, two reasons. Number one, gave me the greatest moment of the year was when Sully Erna came over at the end of a concert in Vegas and threw my son a drumstick. Cherish. Great moment. But Sully Erna and Godsmack formed the Scars Foundation, and the Scars Foundation, you can look them up on Facebook, is a foundation that deals with suicide and depression, substance abuse. You know, and I think everybody knows we all have scars and stuff like that. We all have stuff. Mm-hmm. We all get down. We all get depressed. But the message is, you know, to keep going till next year.
Yeah, it gets better.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you just get stuck in a rut, but things get better.
So that foundation, that's something, you know, that I think is very important to you and I in this podcast, something that we talk about mental health, and God knows you need it around here.
Oh, yeah.
Because it could be trying.
Like you need it everywhere, but yes, especially here.
Trying. And the final thing, give a shout out to in 2023 and maybe support your local animal shelters.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You know, and here in Mojave County, we have Mojave County Animal Shelter. And especially this time of year when it's really cold out. I mean, it's cold for Arizona outside right now. And what's happened in Buffalo. And a lot of times around the holidays, you know, people, hey, let's get a puppy or a kitten or a rabbit at Easter or whatever. You know, hey, let's get something cute for the kids for Christmas. And pets aren't a gift, you know, because kids lose interest in stuff within days. I got my kids like a snake and a Trump lizard, you know, years ago. And, you know, after the first week or so, it loses its appeal and the pet's just there, you know, and you're taking care of it. Mm-hmm. But some people don't do that. And after the dog gets older or the cat gets older or whatever, or they don't take care of the cat, don't spay and neuter your pets, and then the cat gets pregnant and you send them all to the shelter. Mm-hmm. So I guess we sound like Bob Barker here. is
Spay and neuter your pets.
Spay and neuter your pets and support your local animal shelters. Go down, just buy a bag of dog food and bring it down to them. Donate it. They appreciate it. Bring a blanket. You know, and speaking of that, like your local homeless shelters. Go to Walmart, get some cheap mittens and gloves, hats, socks. Donate it. Blankets. Have some blankets you're not using anymore. Bring them to bring them to the shelter. Bring them to the animal shelter. Bring them to the homeless shelter. There's people that would appreciate that stuff. And I think, like, in the new year, you know, hopefully on this podcast, I've got some people lined up to do the podcast and be a little more positive and a lot more bitching about politics, because we can't change that.
Right.
You know, it does no good. I mean, yeah, we'll still talk about current events and shit like that, you know. Hey, it's what we do. You know, we're both political junkies, and, you know, it's interesting.
Right.
You know, but it's infuriating at the same time.
Yeah.
You know?
So we will still be bringing up, like, the stuff that some of the members in Congress vote against that would actually do good for people, because that does affect us. So we will be bitching about stuff like that.
Yeah. Like speaking of taxes, our taxes are going to go up again this year because of the Trump tax plan. Now, the wealthy, their taxes don't go up. I think although
I thought taxes weren't going to go up for those making under $400,000.
No, according to the tax plan that Trump enacted, like this year, like in my income level, it doesn't go up a whole lot, but it does go up.
Okay.
I'm not sure about where you are in that scheme.
Mine will probably go up. Mine usually do go up.
Although Biden did say, like, starting today, that all corporations have to pay a minimum of 15%.
Good. They should pay more than that, but good.
Yeah. I mean, 15% on someone like Amazon would be...
Yeah. Especially if they're going to claim to be people. I still like that one bumper sticker, and I want it for my car. I'll believe corporations are people when Texas executes one.
Who said that?
It's a bumper sticker. I guess it's like it's a well-known bumper sticker.
So I wanted to also, on this podcast, again, get some more guests on, talk about some more positive things. Even talk about food again. Get back into food. Speaking of food, I made, because it was cold and rainy here yesterday, I made a beef stew.
Oh, yum.
And I spiced it up with the Bootsy's all-purpose seasoning and stuff like that. Came out phenomenal. Never done beef stew before.
That's good.
Yeah.
Beef stew is good. Stews are good this time of year. And like chili. I've been making lots of chili lately.
Oh, I need to do chili.
Yeah, chili's always good.
Yeah, so let's see, mental health, positive attitude, food in the new year, and I'm going to bring this podcast around a little bit. I'm going to do a show in Kansas City in February.
Sweet!
Now you ask, why are we going to Kansas City in February? Why would we do that?
Because we have to go to Bruce Springsteen, and that was one of the more reasonably priced places to go see him.
Yes, exactly.
It was either that or Dallas, and I really don't want to step foot in the state of Texas for a while.
Right.
Texas or Florida.
Or Oklahoma City was another option, too.
Yeah, but that show was on a Tuesday, so I'm like, then I would have to take quite a few days off of work,
yes,
you know?
So...
Right in the middle of the week.
This will be probably between my 18th and 20th Springsteen show. And your first.
My first, ever.
And oh my God. You have no idea. I'm going to say it right now. You have
It is going to be awesome.
Idea how good he is and how good the E Street Band is.
I'm just excited because I'm like, I know it's going to be awesome. And it's probably going to be better than I even imagine.
It is. It's like, if I had to compare it to most people, I'm a Springsteen fan. Like when I was 15 years old, Born in the USA came out, and I put that on, and I wore that cassette out. Had to get another one. And then CDs came out like a year later, I think in 86 or something like that. So I think I had to get the CD of it. But yeah, Bruce Springsteen was the one. And you know how many concerts I go to? Springsteen is the one that got me hooked on music.
Oh.
On it. And then it was on my bucket list. But I was living in Vermont, and he had already come through playing in Boston. So I had to wait till the 1987 tour, and I saw him at the Worcester Centrum. And it was like imagine being a super religious person and going to church for the first time. That's what it felt like.
It was a religious experience.
It really is. It's a you'll find out. It's a religious experience, and it's just like this. The energy. And people from all over the world travel to come in, so you meet the coolest people. Like you'll be talking to the person next to you, and they're from Norway, or wherever they're from. And we'll be outsiders because we'll be in Kansas City. I've never been to Kansas City in my life.
Mm-hmm. I've only been there basically to fly out, so I only ate in one restaurant there. So I'm excited to go back and check the town out.
Yeah, and we have some Kansas City barbecue.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have
PETA,
some Kansas City barbecue.
PETA hooked us up with where to go.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, and what else is there to do? There's the Negro League Base Hall of Fame is in Kansas City.
Right, they've got a few cool sounding museums to go to, and yeah.
So that'll be our first probably remote podcast of 2023. And I wanted, other things. We need to get out and promote this podcast more. We need to get some sponsors here. We get some better guests. I've been working on that. I still need to send an email to Jackie the Joke Man from Howard Stern's old show. I tried to get him on, but he said to email him. And you'll find out when he's in Vegas again. Tried to reach out to Jay Moa. Because he's going to be in Laughlin, and we won tickets to that. So try to get Jay Moa on the podcast.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Wish list. Who else do we want? Rich Voss. I think I give Voss because I know him.
Cool.
Mark Normand, a comedian.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Who would you like to get on this podcast?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, besides Bernie Sanders.
I know, that's who I would like. Bernie!
Yeah, so, come on. Well, yeah, Katie Hobbs, though. Katie Hobbs is the one, she owes this one.
Yeah, she's going to be pretty busy.
But still, you got depressed when you're...
I know, but everybody has a podcast these days. How do you know they'll come on ours?
Because we're the most progressive podcast in Mojave County.
Yeah.
And surrounding areas.
Anywhere near 100 miles of here, right?
Hey, we're up to 46 countries around the world.
Yes.
I think we've had people listen to us in every state too.
Oh, good.
So, it's not big, but we do all right. So on that note, we will wrap this up. And Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for listening in 2022, and hopefully more better things coming down the line in 2023.
Hopefully 2023 is even better.
Yeah. It's gotta be. It's gotta be better. Someday. Yeah. All right.
Hopefully.
All right.
Fingers crossed.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.